One of the world's largest smartphone chip companies just committed up to $5 billion to a market dominated by far more famous names. MediaTek built its reputation by supplying processors for affordable Android phones, televisions, routers, and connected devices. Now it wants to design the custom chips powering some of the world's largest AI data centers. The timing looks almost defensive. MediaTek's mobile phone chip revenue fell 20% in the latest quarter as smartphone demand weakened and component costs increased. Yet its shares have risen sharply this year because investors are beginning to value the company less like a smartphone supplier and more like a future AI infrastructure business. MediaTek expects its data center AI revenue to exceed $2 billion in 2026. It plans to begin production of its first custom AI chip in the fourth quarter, followed by another major project in 2028. The company now estimates that the market for custom data center AI chips could reach $80 billion in 2027, and it is targeting a share of between 15% and 20%. That would represent a remarkable transformation. So why is a company associated with mobile phones entering a market already occupied by Nvidia, Broadcom, AMD, and some of the richest cloud companies in history? The answer is that the AI chip market is beginning to split into two very different businesses. MediaTek believes the less visible side may become one of the most valuable opportunities in the semiconductor industry. When most people hear AI chip, they think of Nvidia. Nvidia sells general-purpose accelerators that can train and run many types of artificial intelligence models. That flexibility is extremely valuable. A cloud company can purchase Nvidia systems today and use them for different customers, models, and workloads tomorrow. But flexibility has a price. Nvidia controls a powerful combination of hardware, networking, and software. Demand has frequently exceeded supply, allowing the company to charge high prices and earn exceptional margins. For customers spending tens of billions of dollars on computing infrastructure, even a small reduction in chip costs can translate into enormous savings. This creates an opening for custom silicon. A custom AI chip, often called an ASIC, is designed for a narrower set of tasks. Instead of being built to handle almost everything, it can be optimized for the exact workload a company expects to run repeatedly. Imagine two delivery vehicles. One is a powerful truck capable of carrying almost any cargo across many types of terrain. The other is designed to move one standardized package along the same route every day. The truck is more flexible, but the specialized vehicle may use less energy and cost less for that particular job. The same logic applies inside an AI data center. Large cloud companies know more about their workloads than ordinary chip buyers do. They know which mathematical operations appear most frequently, how data moves between processors, how much memory is required, and where electricity is being wasted. A chip designed around those patterns can potentially deliver better performance per dollar and per watt. This does not mean custom processors will replace Nvidia everywhere. Developing frontier AI models still benefits from flexible, widely supported hardware. But once a workload becomes predictable and reaches enormous scale, specialized chips become more attractive. That is the market MediaTek wants to enter. MediaTek does not manufacture chips itself. It designs them and relies on manufacturing partners such as TSMC. This is known as a fabless model. Avoiding the cost of owning semiconductor factories allows the company to concentrate its resources on architecture, connectivity, power management, and system integration. Those skills were developed through the smartphone business. A phone processor must combine many functions inside a tiny space. It manages computing, graphics, artificial intelligence, camera processing, wireless communication, and power consumption while operating from a small battery. MediaTek became successful by integrating these components into complete systems that manufacturers could adopt without designing everything themselves. A data center chip is much larger and more demanding, but the underlying business skill is related. Customers do not merely want a processor. They need memory interfaces, networking, packaging, software support, and a design that can be manufactured reliably in huge numbers. MediaTek is betting that decades of building integrated systems can be transferred from devices in people's pockets to machines filling entire buildings. The opportunity is also attractive because MediaTek's original market is becoming less dependable. The smartphone industry is mature. Most consumers already own a capable device, and improvements between generations are less dramatic than they were a decade ago. People can delay upgrades without losing access to essential features. When economic conditions weaken or component prices rise, manufacturers quickly reduce orders. This creates intense price pressure for chip suppliers. MediaTek may sell an enormous number of smartphone processors, but volume alone does not guarantee high margins. It competes with Qualcomm at the premium end, while lower-cost rivals and smartphone manufacturers' internal designs create pressure elsewhere. AI data center chips offer a different economic profile. A single custom project can generate billions of dollars because one cloud customer may deploy the design across a massive network. The volumes may be lower than in smartphones, but each chip can be worth far more. However, this is where the strategy becomes risky. A custom chip is tied closely to one customer. If the customer delays a data center, changes its AI architecture, or decides that the chip is not competitive, years of engineering work can lose much of its value. MediaTek may also spend heavily before meaningful revenue arrives. Designing an advanced processor requires large engineering teams, expensive software, manufacturing tests, packaging capacity, and access to cutting-edge production. The company's proposed $5 billion financing plan gives it flexibility, but raising money does not guarantee that every project will succeed. There is also a powerful competitor standing in the same space. Broadcom has built a major business designing custom AI processors and networking systems for large technology companies. Its advantage is not merely technical knowledge. It has long customer relationships and experience delivering highly complex chips on strict schedules. MediaTek must convince cloud providers that it can provide similar reliability while potentially offering stronger competition on price, technology, or supply chain flexibility. Its strategy appears to include flexibility at the manufacturing and packaging level. MediaTek has said it supports advanced packaging technologies from both TSMC and Intel. Advanced packaging matters because modern AI systems increasingly combine multiple computing and memory components rather than relying on one simple chip. Supporting more than one technology could give customers additional options and reduce dependence on a single supply path. MediaTek is also testing designs on TSMC's future A14 manufacturing process and intends to use TSMC facilities in Arizona for some advanced products. These details reveal that MediaTek is not entering AI infrastructure as a short-term side project. It is building relationships and technical capabilities for several chip generations. The company also has connections that make the transition more credible. MediaTek has worked with Nvidia on computing platforms and automotive technology. It collaborated with Microsoft Research on optical cable technology intended to improve data center efficiency. Its product portfolio already spans Wi-Fi, networking, automobiles, personal computers, and edge AI devices. That creates a wider strategy than simply selling one accelerator. AI systems require processors inside data centers, but they also require fast connections between machines and efficient ways to deliver intelligence to computers, vehicles, and consumer devices. MediaTek describes its opportunity as extending from the edge to the cloud. The edge means processing that happens close to the user, such as on a phone, computer, camera, or vehicle. The cloud means the huge centralized infrastructure used to train models and handle demanding requests. A company that operates in both areas can potentially optimize how work is divided. Simple tasks may run locally, protecting privacy and reducing cloud costs. Larger tasks can be sent to the data center. MediaTek already has access to billions of consumer devices, which could give it insight into how that balance develops. But the most important part of the story is not MediaTek alone. Its move shows how the AI chip industry is changing. The first stage of the AI boom rewarded companies that could supply computing power as quickly as possible. Nvidia became essential because customers needed flexible hardware and a mature software system immediately. The next stage will focus more heavily on cost. As AI becomes a permanent operating expense, cloud companies will examine every dollar spent on chips, electricity, cooling, memory, and networking. A processor that reduces the cost of serving one AI request by a small percentage could save millions or even billions of dollars when repeated at global scale. That creates room for custom designs, alternative suppliers, and companies that can remove unnecessary hardware features from predictable workloads. MediaTek is therefore not trying to defeat Nvidia by building an identical product. It is entering through a different door. It wants to help the largest technology companies build processors designed around their own needs. The strategy could fail. Mobile revenue is already under pressure, AI development requires heavy investment, and established custom chip competitors will not surrender their customers easily. The market may also grow more slowly than expected if AI models become dramatically more efficient or data center construction is delayed. But remaining dependent on smartphones may be the greater risk. MediaTek has spent decades making powerful computing cheaper and more accessible. It helped manufacturers place increasingly sophisticated technology inside affordable devices. Now it wants to apply the same principle to artificial intelligence infrastructure. The company's $5 billion plan is not simply a bet on more chips being sold. It is a bet that the AI industry will eventually stop buying only the most flexible hardware available and start demanding processors designed for specific jobs at the lowest possible cost. If that transition happens, one of the biggest winners may be a company that most consumers have used for years without ever seeing its name.